Okay.
First of all, there are also some folks in the audience, and I may miss some, but obviously I see our supervisors, Pine, Mr. Hanifa. I see from the 1st and 5th District, school board members, Terry Chavez, Amy Mason, Jennifer Blanco, miss anybody, please just call her out. Also, a former Vice Mayor Ken Ibarra is here. Mike Longbreak from the city of Burlingame is here. Mike. And I think there's a representative from Congresswoman Spears' office, from Mullen, from Hill. Everybody, I appreciate you coming out for this event. And so what we would like to do at this point is we would like to go ahead with the Deputy City Clerk and administer the oath of office to the newly elected and re-elected members of the City Council. The first person will be Linda Mason. And Vicki, before Linda, is everybody in? Did you need? Okay. Well, I don't see Andy, and we're missing. Okay. Just want to make sure you're okay. Okay.
I, Linda Mason,
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to this Constitution of the United States
to this Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge on the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Councilmember Mason, if you would please join us.
Me.
Next. Now we'd like to ask Marty Medina, good last name, to please come down to the podium.
Raise your right hand. I, Marty Medina,
I, Marty Medina,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support and defend
the
Constitution of the United States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will willfully and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties which I'm about to enter.
From the state, the county, and the city.
Okay, now, we would like to please have the Honorable Linda Mason, please.
Thank you. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who helped me on this journey. First of all, I want to thank actually Melissa Thurman, the San Bruno City Clerk, who could not be here tonight. She actually left a couple minutes ago to make a conference. Throughout this election, she received numerous questions, calls, complaints, requests to review election-related material on a daily basis, and she remained professional, she remained poised, and she was a great help to all of the candidates in this campaign. So I really want to thank Melissa and team and Vicki, who's here tonight, because without you guys, this campaign wouldn't have gone as smoothly as it did for any of the 4 candidates. Thank you so much. Next, I want to thank the San Bruno downtown merchants. A highlight of the campaign was discussing the endless possibilities for beautifying our downtown. Door after door would ask, how can we improve our downtown? Meeting with mom and pop merchants throughout this election allowed me to see downtown from a different perspective, from that of a business owner who had invested their entire life, in some cases their entire life savings, and with others for a vision of what downtown could be for them as well. I look forward to continuing to build those relationships and envision a united path forward. To my family, my husband, my kids, my brother, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my aunts and uncles who are all here tonight, and to my friends, old and new, and the hardest working volunteers anyone could dream up. Thank you so much. This campaign would not have been possible without the tireless work of volunteers, 90% of whom were San Bruno residents, of which almost all had never worked on a campaign before, who gave of their time to staple materials, walk door to door, call their friends and neighbors, and give selfishly of themselves to effect change in San Bruno. Every day, every weekend, stapling, walking, knocking on doors, just to do it over again the next day. We had a volunteer get bitten by a dog and keep going. Numerous volunteers fell down and got back up only to limp their way to the end of the day. The conversations, the strategy, the bread we broke, the jokes we told inspired me to keep going. We even had a volunteer who, technically speaking, was my opponent. Yet he walked every day delivering materials for the 2 of us. Serendipitous indeed. Congratulations, Marty Medina. I ran my campaign with the idea and heartfelt belief that this is a beautiful city, and when we could be so much more for our residents. And that belief is stronger today than ever. Thank you for listening and believing. Over 7,500 individuals voted in this past election. Our city is home to 45,000 residents. My responsibility is to all of you, those who choose to vote, those who cannot vote, those who missed their opportunity this year because life happens, and those who have lost their faith in our system of government and choose not to vote. This last group, those who have lost their faith in our system of government, that I spoke with at house after house, those houses that are no longer on the voter registration list because they've given up and they don't vote anymore, this election is for you. San Bruno has a number of decisions ahead of us related to land use. As early as tomorrow, the school district will be having a closed session meeting about the potential sale of Engvall, 21 acres of property in San Bruno. The meeting will begin at 6 p.m. at Parkside. If you have any feelings on whether this property should be sold, whether it should be leased, or none at all, you're encouraged to have your voice heard and attend. We have other projects in the works. The international headquarters of YouTube, the Bay Hill Pacific Plan, the Crestmore soccer fields, to name a few. Thank you for entrusting me. Now the real work begins, and I look forward to working with our residents, my fellow council members, and city staff. Lastly, I was once told that it is a gift to have the ability to dream for an organization and to work on behalf of others to implement that dream. Thank you, San Bruno residents, for letting me dream for you and with you. I look forward to what the future holds for our city with a heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Linda. I'm also understanding that there is a speaker card. And so, Marty, if you don't mind, before.
Okay. John Keener.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and council members. I'm John Keener of Pacifica. I'm a former council member and former mayor of that town, and I'm also a director emeritus of Peninsula Clean Energy. And that's where I came to know Marty Medina. He's been to almost every meeting, and he always has insights that no one else has. Re-election is a little tougher than the first time, and I didn't survive it, hence I'm an ex-council member. But I'm sure pleased that didn't happen to Marty. And I think that's partly due to the number of streets he walked and the doors he knocked on. And in closing, I'm proud to be here on the occasion of Marty's second swearing in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Okay, now we'd like to recognize and hear from Marty Medina.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. I am humbled, honored, and grateful for the opportunity to serve San Bruno. I want to thank Stephen Marshall and Irene O'Connell. I want to thank them for their efforts and sacrifices in running for council and for serving on council. And to the voters who entrusted me, thank you for your votes and for your support. I thought I was going to be standing, so I had this speech where, although I stand by myself, and thank you, Mayor Medina, for allowing us to sit down. It's a lot more comfortable. Although I stand here by myself, I wouldn't be here without the support of an army of volunteers. Each week, street by street, person by person, hoping for somebody to answer the door. So that when you answer the door, you get a chance to look them in the eye and say what you believe in and be able to hear back what that question is. And we received a lot of questions. Elections are messy, and this one had plenty of moments of interesting and timely social media posts and newspaper articles. There were some difficult twists and turns, highs and lows. Let's just say during an election, you get to know who your true fans are. With each experience, you get a little thicker skin. And although I'm human and I believe in forgiveness, it's sometimes hard to forget. Elections are beautiful too. For when it is all said and done, the voters get their way. And these results were clear. With this mandate, we move forward with an inviting, open, and transparent government, one that seeks input from our residents, not complying with legal minimums. Development is the most important thing facing San Bruno. However, it is the development of our residents' trust that is needed first. The buildings will come afterwards, because our community's trust must be earned. We must earn it with improved outreach, expanded notifications, listening and responding in timely manner to everyone's questions. Despite what's been said, Numerous development projects are on their way. Bay Hill, Crestmore, Ingval, and yes, Mills Park. Development revenue is a big part of our financial sustainability. However, we must never forget to balance responsible development with minimized impacts to our community's quality of life, especially those most impacted by these developments. It doesn't matter what side of town you're on, whether you rent or own your property, it's important to mitigate those impacts. I look forward to this council's first community meeting where we will review and set priorities, where the council directly interacts with the residents we serve. Linda and Andy Mason, Fabian and Gabrielle, serving on the council is tough on the family, but I know we can do what is best for all of us, not only our families, but our community. It's also very important to remember that it takes 3 votes, and somehow or another, we're going to work our way through that. Thank you, Jeanette and Max. Four years ago, when I was sworn into council, I said everything was going to be okay. And I know it isn't easy or fair at times by being away from home. But we can have an incredible future here in San Bruno, not just for our family, but for all. It's going to take a lot of work, and everyone here, you should be a part of that. With all this work ahead of us, it's going to be okay. And tonight, we are going to celebrate. Linda and I are having a party at the American Legion immediately afterwards, and I hope to see you all there. We have enough seating for everyone, and there's the dance floor is probably going to be with enough room too. I know it's a Tuesday night, but I hope to see and have a good time, and thank you all for this opportunity to serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you both.